Ukraine has recently agreed on the minerals deal with the U.S. How does this deal with the U.S. impact Ukraine's long-term relationship with the Trump administration, especially after a falling out between Trump and Zelensky?
Good evening. It is a great and a very significant event, even lately, despite disagreements between the new U.S. administration and the government of Ukraine and the President Zelensky. Following it, that the political or the American policy has changed following the new election for the president. The deal is constituting that likely solution of the disagreement, an alternative of the previous approach practiced by USA towards Ukraine. It is clear that the previous policy had come to an end, and now we are waiting of the steps or the shapes of the new policy. It is very important that the American concern of Ukraine to be independent of sovereignty. America is also concerned about the minerals and the exploitation of Ukrainian wealth from the land. All of that would constitute positive signals. Up till now, surely we do not know the details of the deals in the future. We only know the characteristics and the important features of the deal. And we also know that the Ukrainian president is planning to visit USA in the upcoming days, I guess on Friday, to discuss and sign the deal with President Trump. We will be knowing later on more details, but with respect to Ukraine, Ukraine's presence at stake. Fortunately, the matter is very critical, and it will be advancing in the frauds.
Well, Mr. Bastun, now Trump stated that as part of the deal, the U.S. will be supporting Ukraine with military equipment, and they will have the chance and the right to fight on. So, how does this deal affect Ukraine's position in the war with Russia? In terms of the security, the military support from the U.S., especially after Trump was reluctant to continue to provide Ukraine with the military aid?
Yes, there are indicators and signals that the military aids will be shortened. And what is the applicable alternative for that? Firstly, to increase the American pressure upon Putin. Trump has repeatedly stated that saying in case Trump rejected the deal with Ukraine, so will practice great pressure, and there are different tools to do so. I think in the field of economy and military. This is first. Secondly, Trump is insistent in European countries that to more contribute in resisting Ukraine in the defense capability of Ukraine. In fact, we are witnessing that European countries have increased the funding Ukraine militarily Therefore, in fact, it is very, or they are very um, concerned about assisting Ukraine in different fields, such as economy and militarily.
So how will this deal affect Ukraine's future relations with Europe? Could this move isolate Ukraine or strengthen its alliances, especially given the ongoing peace negotiations between Russia and the US?
With respect to the isolation of Ukraine, I do not think that Ukraine is suffering isolation currently. That having good relations with several countries more than the Russian aggression to Ukraine, such as United States. And with respect to the mutual non-closing between America and Ukraine, that would constitute a great ties with America. As the American economic interest for Ukraine and vice versa, and as linked to the sovereignty and independence of Ukraine and its presence.
One final question, sir. Now, despite the absence of any explicit or clear security guarantees, now Ukrainian officials are hopeful that this agreement will strengthen their military capabilities. Do you agree with this assessment, or is it too little too late for Ukraine?
I think it is early to do so. As I mentioned, we do not know the final scheme of such a deal. And we hope that the deal will be signed and to take into effect, but we should wait for these days to realize that the deal is taken into effect or signed. With respect to the fostering the military capabilities of Ukraine, fortunately, there is no great hope as such, but it seems that the new as president has no intention to increase the military support to Ukraine. But anyway, there are several points regarding the military support that for the other countries, particularly European country and the Asian country, I mean the South Korea, after the involvement of the North Korea in the Russian-Ukraine war. So they should more fostering Ukraine as such a development
yes,
would involve at large scale. But as I said, there are very critical and delicate points that cannot be replaced with others, particularly the systems of Patriot and the air defense, as well as its ammunition for such a system.